2,
5,
1.
4.
I can still hear like your mouth.
Yeah, sorry.
On the 2 and 1. All right, take out these headphones and let's get it going.
Let's do it.
All right, do your intro.
What up, Jackalites and Sharkheads? Welcome to Jackal the Shark, episode 29. I'm Jackal. Today I'm joined by somebody very famous in studio. You know him as the worst Fortnite player in the world, the Shark.
The second worst? You haven't started playing yet.
Then I'm not even on the board yet if I haven't started. Because as soon as I start, I'm
guarantee
going to be
you're
above
worse than
you.
me right now.
I don't think so. I'm going to pick up pretty quick.
I guarantee I would dominate. I'm the third best player in the whole office.
Who are the two best?
The studio. Yeah, we don't work in an office. We work in a studio. There's Sandeep. He's pretty good. And then the French maid chick, she's pretty good.
What did we name her? Like episode 2.
I'm going to call her Genevieve still, but you had another one.
I cannot remember. That was a long time ago.
It was like Filippo or something.
That was like episode 2.
You don't remember episode 2?
No. That
was the heyday. That was Jackson. That was Jackal the Shark in its prime.
OG Jackson.
I'm going to complain about your intro.
Why?
Because I need some more excitement. I need some energy.
Sorry,
Here's how I would have done it. Good afternoon, Jackalites and Sharkheads. This is the Shark coming at you from Jacksonville, Florida.
What if they're not listening in the afternoon?
Huh?
What if they're not listening in the afternoon?
It's still afternoon here now.
That's why I never say good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
You should just say good morning.
No.
Good
morning. And like
Jackalites and Sharkheads. This is Jackal here in the studio.
This is the news.
Speaking of Fortnite.
Yep. You're
going to try it out? Oh, so I have this new thing. We're going to call it Forklift.
Forklift. How's it work?
I'm so embarrassed to say like, oh, hey, did you want to play Fortnite? So I say, hey, let's go play that Forklift game.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to give Fortnite a try.
What inspired this exactly?
I've just been watching some streams. I think you actually got me started on it.
Yeah. All right.
I was like, this looks pretty interesting. I want to, give it a try. Check it out.
And that's because I was watching Daquan. Okay, I wasn't watching no fuckhead Dr. Lupo. I wasn't watching no bitch ass. Well, I was watching Tifu today, but I don't like him. So don't assume I do.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Ninja just to get into it. He's pretty entertaining.
I think that's that's why people are into him, is because he's entertaining.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's not like he's not just playing. He's like giving a show as he plays. Which,
okay, so there's some streamers. So, when we talk about streamers, these are people that record themselves and their video screens while they play video games.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of streamer. These are video game streamers. In this case, we're talking about Ninja, who's probably the most famous gaming streamer, if not the most famous internet streamer that we know of. And then there's the YouTube people.
Yeah.
So Ninja operates off of Twitch, which is like the next big thing behind YouTube.
Yeah, apparently Amazon bought it for like a buttload of money.
Whoa,
like
I didn't know that.
Buttload.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Because they're always plugging their Amazon Prime.
$29 million or something like
Damn.
that. Yeah.
Wow. Well, these people make money off of advertisements and donations from 9 to 12-year-old children.
I was like, can we bring up that fact real quick?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Who is donating? It's not a charity. They're playing a video game. Can you call it something else other than donating?
I would like to.
Let's call it sponsoring.
I want to call it stealing from children's parents' bank accounts.
Pretty much.
Because let me ask you. Okay, so Ninja, as a professional streamer, makes what?
Makes $500,000 a day.
Okay, so let's assume that that's an accurate number, right? Why in the world would anybody donate money to this kid?
Seriously.
Okay. Now, as far as like smaller streamers go, I completely understand. It's like, hey, I like your content. I want you to be able to do this full time. I want to watch it more. So here's more money. So here's, $5.
Yeah.
And that's pushing it, $5.
Seriously. I've seen people donate way more than that, like hundreds of dollars. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Now here's what really gets my goat. Twitch has multiple channels. So you can watch different type of stuff. You can watch like live chess games. You can watch live darts. You can watch live video games, of course. The other one is called Just Chatting, or the other one is IRL, which stands for In Real Life. What these IRL people do, they'll strap a GoPro to their body, and it kind of just follows them around all day. Or they're holding the camera in their hand.
Sounds awful. So it's like a vlog.
Yes, but it's like them doing normal stuff. So like you can go on and watch like Chinese girls go eat dinner. Whether that be with anybody or alone.
Incredibly boring.
Yeah. But they're making money.
To do their normal everyday lives.
What? How? Why? What kind of pathetic loser is donating money to internet streamer girls?
The guy who's sitting in his parents' basement by himself and he's overweight and he's eating Cheetos.
He's living off his parents' money. That's obvious, because anyone who earned their paycheck says, this money is more important to me. I'm going to keep it. You did nothing to earn this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that really irritates me. Well, I guess one kid donated like his college savings to a streamer on for the Fortnite streamer, actually. And he's like, I cannot accept this. He like sent it back somehow. He like declined the donation somehow.
That's nice.
Yeah, which obviously if he accepted it, there would have been this backlash and everyone would have been pissed and he would have been banned or something.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can do that, or the fact that people are willing to do that,
seriously,
is a problem.
Like, this guy's not doing anything for your life.
Yeah. And so where I was going with the IRL people is at least the video game people are doing something skillful and something that I can watch, whereas the IRL people are doing nothing of skill or anything that requires talent.
Yeah.
They're kind of just living and breathing, and they're getting viewers for it.
Pretty much. It's really stupid.
So I was like, if I was going to stream anything, I would stream my drive home every day. Because Rage, like a Rage compilation of the shark driving home.
It'd be pretty entertaining.
Shit, I get 1 million subscribers. They're like, oh my gosh, have you heard of this guy, the shark? He like yells at everybody on the street, man.
It's crazy, bro.
And I would act completely like over the top if I had people watching me, of course. And your stream would be... Oh, I get it, like an amateur chef. Get a little chef hat.
I could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Little apron.
Yeah.
Cute little apron.
It has to be a little apron, though. Like comically small. But you have to get like one of those really nice chef hats, the floppy ones.
Okay.
And you have to talk with a French accent. Bon appetit.
It is delicious.
Oh, I almost went Italian there. And to spicy meatball. Yes, I did the hand gesture. I'm a classic Italian here. Your mother. Hey, get that gabagool. Oh, I've been watching The Sopranos.
I know. You're on my Prime account.
I told you, yeah. So it's funny. Okay, so I'm hijacking Jackal's Amazon Prime account. So his girls are watching like Teen Wolf and
yeah, they're super into Teen Wolf right now.
What's some other shit that they watch?
I have no idea.
I don't know, just like little girl shows.
They've been super into Teen Wolf lately.
Yeah, so there's always Teen Wolf that's on there. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do I get The Sopranos like on my watch next? So I have to like scroll through and so you'll see Sopranos mixed in with a bunch of little girl stuff.
Yeah, because we were on there the other night and we're like, oh, look, we could watch The Sopranos. I'm like, oh, you must be watching The Sopranos. Who? Oh, sorry. I did it. Yep, bleep it out.
I was waiting for it too. Got it.
Yeah, we thought the shark was watching The Sopranos. And we were like, well, we could start it, but then I was like, if we start it, is that going to mess up where he's at in it? So we didn't start it.
Thank you for the consideration. I mean, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's slow going. I think I'm in like season 2 or 3.
Yeah. We were like, we won't start it just in case it messes up his progress. So.
What other shows are you watching?
We've been watching Superstore. Watched all those, really. told you about it. It's like a
Superstore.
Yeah, sorry.
Every time I think
Superstore.
you say Superstar, and I'm like, what is this? Some kind of like teen idol?
Yeah. Watch that one. We've been watching a lot of Friends lately too.
Did you watch Free Solo again?
I watched it twice. If you haven't watched it, seriously, go watch it. It's a good.
I'm like 50 seconds in.
It's on Hulu.
Which, let me tell you about Hulu right now. If you have a Spotify premium account,
I do.
Hulu's free.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
They said, enjoy Hulu on us. And I said, okay. But their user interface on my smart TV is garbage. Can't find nothing on there. Ugh.
I feel like Hulu's interface period is kind of garbage.
Great. Yeah, so right now I have Netflix that I'm hijacking. I have Amazon Prime that I'm hijacking. Vudu, which is free.
Unless you buy it.
Yeah, unless you buy shit. But I just watch the stuff with ads, and then I just mute it.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah. I watched the Ninja Turtle movies.
And I saw your post on Facebook.
Oh, it took me back. And then I'm hijacking. Oh, no, I got Hulu for free.
Yeah.
And then
But are you hijacking the premium Spotify?
Nope. I'm actually paying for that out of my own pocket.
Nice. Wow.
I'd like to not, but planning a wedding with all the Spotify playlists. I have like a playlist for every section of the wedding right now.
Gotcha.
I have like pre-ceremony, ceremony, post-ceremony,
reception,
cocktail hour,
early reception, middle reception, late reception, after hours reception.
Like get the fuck out after the reception music. It's just closing time.
Nice.
I love Supersonic.
You gotta love closing time.
Is that Supersonic?
I think it is Supersonic.
Okay. Closing time.
One last call for alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. Time to close the doors and
finish your whiskey and beers. Yeah. I've heard it way more than you, just from being out at the bars.
Oh, is that what they play?
They do play it a lot.
I thought it was cliche, but
no, they actually do it.
So well done that it gets the point across. Like it's so well known.
Yeah.
Speaking of Full House,
she's been like, speaking of Netflix.
Speaking of Netflix, oh, they dropped her ass.
I'm not surprised.
All right, so we're gonna get into, what are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it, Bribe-Gate.
Yeah.
College Bribe-Gate.
College Gate.
Actually, the FBI investigation, the official name for it, is Operation Varsity Blues.
That's pretty funny.
All right, so I don't know if anyone's familiar with this yet. Did you want to do an intro on this?
No,
I'm just gonna roll with it.
Go for it. It's all you.
There is a scandal afoot, and it's been afoot for I don't know,
a while,
ever. So what's happening is parents are bribing teachers or deans, what do they call them? Proctors.
Yeah.
To help them either get into college or progress to college.
Yeah, get their scores up high enough.
Yeah.
Or actually into the school.
It's way worse than I thought. I thought it was like people like, okay, so let's say you want to go to Harvard. And it's like, oh, well, I donated, $50,000 to the Harvard library.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
No, that's an actual donation. This is straight up.
This is legit bribery.
Yeah.
And it is bad. All right. And why we mentioned Netflix and Full House is because Lori Loughlin, a.k.a. Aunt Becky, on Full House, now Fuller House, is a part of this scandal.
Apparently she paid $500,000
for 2 kids.
Yeah.
To get into USC.
And have them like listed as they're like a crew.
A rowing team.
A rowing team recruit when they never rowed crew in their fucking life.
Ever. So that's one of the methods that they're doing this.
Yeah.
So they say, hey, college sports scouts, my child is a student athlete. Here's $500,000. My student's a child athlete. What do you think? And they say, oh, well, we're looking for athletes. Yep. They're at the top of the list now.
We'll get them in anywhere you want.
Apparently there was like people photoshopping their children's faces onto actual student athletes.
Makes sense.
As proof of, hey, yeah, look, my kid's a long snapper. No one So what happens when you get into school and you're not a long snapper or you don't know how to row?
Seriously.
You should be tossed out on your ass.
I guess even that's like, how does the school, like, oh, you don't row? Why are you on?
Right.
Why are you here?
Or like someone in charge says, hey, I noticed you have like these students here that are listed as a rowing team. That's why we brought them here to the school, but why aren't they on the rowing team?
Mm-hmm.
Why did we admit them if they're not here? Yeah. But that's not the worst part to me. Here's the worst part to me. These parents would pay to have test scores misrepresented, or they would, okay, so either the kid was in on it or the kid wasn't. So there's multiple different stories so far on different cases. The kid would go to take his ACT or SAT test, and the parents would have paid for extra time, or they would have paid off some kind of psychiatrist for some kind of mental defect that they need extra time, or they have to go to a special facility in which homeboy, who's like the master of all this, was in charge of this testing facility.
Gotcha.
Whew. All right. Let me hit you guys with some numbers. We've got 50 alleged co-conspirators.
Including Aunt Becky.
Aunt Becky and Lynette Scavo, a.k.a. Felicity Huffman, from Desperate Housewives. Mm-hmm. Those are the big two names as far as celebrity actresses go. Oh, did you know Felicity Huffman is married to William H. Macy?
Mm-hmm. I did know that.
But he's not in any trouble.
Not yet. I heard that there was a report that he was present when it was discussed at one point.
Ooh.
But I mean, yeah, he really, other than that, he clearly didn't do anything.
Well, let's go back to Aunt Becky, a.k.a. Lori Loughlin, real quick.
Okay.
Her younger daughter, who she paid to get into USC, was on the yacht of the chairman of the USC Board of Trustees when this news broke.
Oh, no.
Right there, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Who's in charge here? I'm glad people are getting caught.
Yeah.
All right, so this has affected at least 750 families. And I don't know if affected is the right word or 750 families were involved knowingly. Who knows? It says, I read on Wikipedia, some paid over $25 million.
Jesus.
And I don't know if that was like some families or if that was like a combined total.
It had to be a combined total. That's a lot of money to pay to get into it.
Right.
Seriously.
And that's in the last 7 years. So it's over 7 years. I mean, if you're paying $500,000 a year,
yeah,
I guess that adds up to a lot. All right. Oh yeah. So here's more facts. William Singer is the brains of the operation around here. He ran a nonprofit called Key Worldwide Foundation. And why he made it a nonprofit was to funnel funds in as donations. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know this, but nonprofits are not taxed.
Yep. I didn't
so
know
they're
that.
Completely untaxed, these donations. Now check this out. The parents' donations to this nonprofit are also tax deductible.
Yeah.
That's called like money laundering and racketeering.
Yep.
All right, but he was doing the other stuff, like the actual with the college bribery stuff, through the Edge College and Career Network, in which he would pay off college officials and help misrepresent test scores. Apparently, most of the people are cooperating in the investigation.
But this, a good thing.
Yeah,
we want to avoid jail time.
But this guy faces up to 65 years.
Good. And
a $1.25 million fine. 1.25, he makes that
in a month
per student.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that pisses me off, there's a lot of things that piss me off about this. One, it's all these parents are like, well, I do anything for my kids and I just want them to go to a good school. I'm like, well, no, go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. If your kid wants to get into a good school, your kid can get into a good school. You're teaching him that you're doing this for them is totally hurting them in the long run. Because they're going to be like, oh, What do you mean I can't get a job?
What do you mean
I'm fired.
I flunked out of Harvard?
What do you mean? Mom, Dad paid him to give me... Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, what happens, like, let's say there were 2 kids that were going to get into USC that now didn't get into USC.
Yes, sir.
And it totally fucked their life up. But, oh, no, I paid to get my 2 kids into USC.
Well, I got my money, so fuck those kids.
Yeah, it's selfish on everyone's part, you know?
Well, you know what? So, I mean, what's weird is I guess a lot of people I've talked to about this thought this was already going on. They thought this was like the standard. Because of that story where I'm like, oh, well, what if we donate 50 grand to the library? Then will my kid get in? And it's like, yeah, of course.
Well, it's different, though, because, you know, I mean, kind of.
That's a bribe. Through and through.
Yeah.
Or you could say, hey.
Well, like, let's say our kid's, like, on the wait list. Like, and he could get in on his own merit. Like, you're like, well, hey, like, can we just push him to the top a little bit? Like, these kids aren't getting in on their own merit, period.
For enough cash, I'm happy to get him in.
No, these kids aren't getting in on their own merit, period. Like, they weren't waitlisted. They were like, oh, I probably can't go to USC because I can't get my ACT scores up high enough.
Right. So there's kids who can't get in, but then there's kids who get in. Either way, it's still a bribe.
I agree.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were arguing.
But
well,
in that way, it's not elite. It's not so much, you know.
Oh, it's still illegal.
I don't know. The school's getting something out of that one, too. On this one.
At least there's no misrepresentation. It's just more of a, let me take your kid from the bottom of the pile to third in line.
Yeah.
Which I understand. Yeah, I mean, okay, if you're all even, then I guess, oh, hey, well, I need some kind of a motivator to get your kid in. So Yale is involved, Stanford's involved, USC, University of San Diego, UC Berkeley. These are the top schools.
Yeah.
These are like the schools where, hey, oh, you went to Yale? You're hired. Now, I hope this is some kind of break in the cycle.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, so let's say I went to Yale. I'm an alumni. And now my kid goes to Yale. And it's like, oh, well, my father was a Yale alumnus, so I'd like to start working at your law firm. And you're like, oh, yeah, your dad, he's a great friend of mine. We hit 9 holes the other day. So, yeah, you're in. When in reality, it should be, oh, you did jack shit to get into Yale. Your daddy paid for it. Fuck you. Now let's get someone qualified.
Yeah.
And it's probably Asian. Hey, real quick about that. SAT scores. Real quick. Asians are marked down. Caucasians are like the standard.
Mm-hmm.
African Americans get bumped up. And I think maybe like Hispanics also get bumped up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Because they're trying to push more diversity in schools.
That makes sense.
So Asians are top of the class.
Yep.
Always on average. So Harvard's trying to say, hey, we want less Asians because everyone's already qualified.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need more African Americans.
It's another dangerous slope because then they'll be like, oh, so you're saying I can't come to school because I'm Asian.
Exactly. So what I would call that is discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should be graded on the same curve.
Yeah.
Or no curve. Ha! Take that, college.
The only reason people are saying this is because, you know, like, the blacks and the Hispanics are like, you don't have a lot of us in your school. Like, you're discriminating against us. I would be like, no. Like, we just don't have that many of your people that
Yeah, well,
qualified to get in our school.
And then if we really got into it, oh man, the argument would be, well, African American students aren't allowed the same opportunities because of a systemic oppression in which they're not in quality schools in which they can learn the right education to score high on SATs to be qualified for college. Which, I don't know what neighborhoods this shit happens in, but I've never seen that.
Plus, if you want to learn hard enough, you can teach yourself anything.
Damn straight.
You don't need a school and a teacher. Go read a fucking book and Google it and use the internet and learn yourself.
All these online resources right now. I was learning about O-rings today. Or I was learning about film reels today. And studio equipment. I just found an online learning portal and I learned the lesson. And now I know how to use this tool.
Nice. It's called problem solving.
It's called being proactive, too. However, I mean, if my parents were rich, I probably wouldn't have to have learned that. I could have been like,
you would have went to Harvard and then gotten a job at a law firm.
I went to Harvard. I went to Harvard Law with my father, Braxton.
You probably would have went to MIT.
Yeah, I wish. Damn it. I got into mines, by the way.
You can see that.
But I thought it was going to be way too hard and way too expensive. So I said, no thanks. I'm going to go to some lower school.
It probably would have been way more expensive.
Yeah. And so the school I went to, I dominated. I graduated cum laude in whatever degree I got.
In your degree.
In my degree. But if I went to mines, I would have been like...
Just in middle.
Maybe
just
top
in there.
30%. Because I still kick ass in that regard. It's just... It would have been a lot more work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Bribe-Gate. College Bribe-Gate, a.k.a. Operation Varsity Sluts.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like all these kids who think they're entitled because they have money that they can do whatever they want. That's what it's teaching their kids. Like, oh, we have money. That makes us better than everyone else, and we can pay to get what we want.
You want to hear a real annoying story about that?
Sure.
All right. It is called, damn, what did they call it? All right. Kid, 17 years old, I think, drunk driving, crashes his car into a family or another car. I think he killed 4 people. Oh, they called it affluenza.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this.
Which is a play on words of being affluent and influenza. So they're saying, like, because he was so rich and the way he was brought up,
function in real society,
he didn't know how to function right, and he didn't know that what he was doing was wrong. He's like, oh, well, I've been so rich that I've never had consequences. And the judge let him off on these vehicular manslaughter charges.
Why? Because the judge got paid off.
Thank you. Which is a goddamn guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got on, like, house arrest. He ended up evading house arrest and, like, going to Mexico with his mom. Now he's in jail, I think. Affluenza. I'm too rich to know what was wrong.
Seriously.
You should know better than anybody. You have had every opportunity to learn what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
You dumb bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how come drunk drivers don't die in these accidents and, like, their victims should survive? How come he survived?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Oh, he probably had a better car.
That's one of it. One of it.
Yeah, like the side airbags and stuff. Little prick.
Seriously. While we're on the subject of illegal things, though, we got to talk about the stupidity that is Robert Kraft right now.
Who is Robert Kraft?
For those of you who don't know, Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots.
Boom. Wait, you mean Tom Brady's daddy?
Yep. His granddaddy. Bill Belichick's his daddy.
No, Grandpa, no. I went my huggies, Grandpa.
I wasn't ready. But yeah, he got himself arrested for soliciting prostitution in Florida. Because apparently the cops they actually had cameras inside the massage parlor.
Oh my god.
And, like,
was it like a sting operation?
It was. Like, they had been scoping it out, and finally they got a warrant to secretly put cameras inside, and they did, and they caught, like, 250 people, and he was one of them.
Whoa!
The other day, though, they were like, we're going to offer a plea deal.
Okay.
Where we'll drop the charges. You'll have to do, like, 100 hours community service. Like, watch a video about, like, sex trafficking, or, like, a sex trafficking class. Uh-huh. And you have to admit that you would have been guilty if it would have went to trial. I mean, I feel like that's reaching because no one accepted it. But I'm like, because yeah, you'd be like, hey, yeah, I did it. Like,
Yeah.
but
Own it.
we all, they have you on video, like, you dumbass. Like, it's, and now he's trying to, like, petition the court to, like,
Seal the record.
no, not the record, but, like, seal the
evidence.
the video of him. Like,
How?
I don't know, but I'm like,
It's evidence.
I'm like, and you're only trying so hard because you know it's you. Oh, I didn't do anything. It was not me. But I'm gonna try to steal these videos anyway. I'm like, you fucking dumbass.
Huh.
We all know you're guilty. We all know you're a pervy old man.
Just pay your fine.
It's gonna come out one way or the other. You could have taken the plea deal, no jail time. You could go to court. It's gonna come out anyway. You trying so hard right now is making it look even worse.
Have you heard of the Streisand effect?
I don't think so.
All right, so I don't know if this pertains to that, but you tell me. So I don't remember what the original context is, but I'm going to give it in a new context.
Okay.
Do you remember when Beyonce performed at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, let me tell you. Beyonce performed at the Super Bowl.
Okay, I figured.
And there was this terrible shot of her, like middle of a dance move, and she looked terrible in it. And it went viral on the internet. So Beyonce and her media team tried to go and tell everyone to take this picture down.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so, she brought more attention to it,
Right.
and it got posted everywhere then. And that's called the Streisand effect. So when you try to seal your prostitute solicitation video, you're more likely to have me watch it.
Probably.
If it somehow leaked, I'd watch the hell out of it, and I'd post it everywhere. Like, look at this guy. This is all the Patriots are capable of. This is what they resort to. When their sons' mouths are occupied, they have to come here. That's a joke about Tom Brady kissing his kid, by the way.
All I can say is, Roger Goodell better lower the hammer on Robert Kraft
put
in
that
this one.
hammer on the Patriots. They're out of the league.
You're gone.
Whole team out of here.
They were talking about, or I've heard them talk about finding a way to introduce more football teams. We have the AFL now, and the XFL is coming back.
Yeah.
They were like, we should do this English soccer, and have promotions and relegations.
Oh, I would kill.
And they were like,
that.
so. Yeah, they were. I forget exactly how they did, but okay, so the AAL.
Yep.
Champion plays the XFL champion, the worst of finding some way.
So we'll say tier 1. We'll say tier 1 is the highest tier. Let's say there's 4 tiers in the NFL, and then the top tier of the non-NFL has to play the worst team of tier 4 in the NFL, and whoever wins that, either tier 4 bad team gets relegated, and the bad team, the non-league team gets into the league.
Promoted. I would so love that. I would so love to find a promotion relegation system in the NFL.
That's how it works with League of Legends. They're professional.
I think circuit. Because then even if you're bad, you have a reason to try.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go get relegated to a lower league.
There's consequences to sucking. Who was the worst team last year?
Who was the worst team last year? The Raiders were pretty bad.
I gotta look. Who gets first pick?
The Bills were pretty bad. Oh, the Cardinals.
What?
Yeah, they were Arizona. They were pretty bad.
Were they the worst?
They were the worst. The Giants were bad.
Oh yeah, the Giants were bad. All right, well they're up for relegation, and we're bringing in Team X-Blades and Team Puppin Suds.
Team Puppin Suds.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
There's a Disney movie called Brink, where they were inline roller skaters. Sorry, roller bladers.
Roller bladers.
I was like, someone's gonna shit on me for saying skaters. And then I choked on my water. Yeah. That'll
awesome.
Never happen.
I know.
By the way,
it'd be so awesome, especially when Roger Goodell's there.
Yeah, well, you got to think about like all the paperwork and like, the owners aren't gonna agree to this. Man, fuck you. It's what the spectators want.
Mm-hmm.
I want $2 sodas.
We could all just
$1
be like,
hot
okay, we're gonna
dogs.
boycott football period until we get a league that we want.
See, even that won't happen.
I know.
Even in like Trump's America, nobody boycotted the NFL. Even though they're like, "Oh, I'm boycotting," no one cares. It's still like one of the highest rated. Well, it actually was like lower rated Super Bowl than
Yeah,
it has been.
but is that because of
Trump in any way? No,
it's
it's
because
because
it was playing and it was like, people like, okay, don't give a
no one
shit.
gives a fuck about the Patriots anymore.
Yep.
They're out of the league because they're all prostitute solicitors. All of them. I have them on tape.
That should be an instant relegation right there.
Or how about this? If you win too many times in a row, you're just out.
You get relegated. You're like, okay,
Yeah. Like, we're done. Okay, we're tired.
You got to
of
start from the
Bye.
bottom and go back up now.
Yeah. Or you like switch out like teammates. Like, okay, well, you get a handicap. So you only get to have 10 guys on the field. And they would still win.
Probably.
I mean they're probably paying off those refs much better than anyone else. And their dads go to Harvard. So they're all lawyers.
Their dads go to Harvard.
They're all Harvard alumni. Damn it. Didn't we have something else to talk about? Oh, that was it. I wanted to talk about something. I want to talk about some business.
Some business.
Should we make an announcement about Jats?
Yeah.
All right. Listen up, kids. This might be the last Jackal the Shark episode that takes place in the studio. Which probably means like ever.
No, we'll find time to do not like
We
won't be able. Okay.
Okay? Because I've done it before on a different podcast that I'm affiliated with, but we could do it remote.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll have to talk about our options, but definitely do a couple more.
Yeah. But yeah, so as of right now, due to some intra-studio politics and some backhandery, some douchebaggery.
Let's hope none of them listen to this.
Oh, well, I said studio.
That's true.
That's a made-up term. This is a completely hypothetical situation.
Is a make-believe world.
Yeah, it's a make-believe world. And we have make-believe names and personalities. Because on the outside, after this show, I have no personality. This is all just an act.
That is true.
But Jackal's being relegated.
Yep. From the
To
studio.
the Cardinals.
From the studio.
To the Cardinals. So if you play right, we'll promote you to busboy.
But if you don't, you get relegated with me.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get relegated? Alright. What would they promote me to? Cable technician?
Cable technician. Doesn't sound like a promotion.
No, well, from the Cardinals it does.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought about like, well, what would I do outside of the studio? And I was like, being a cable like installer, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Except for like my allergies would suck.
And you have to talk to people.
Oh God, why would you say that? Ugh. La, 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 la.
Go to their houses, be all friendly.
No, I'd go there and say, "Man, shut the fuck up
Let
and
me
leave."
do my job.
I'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna call ahead, or text ahead, technically, and say I need you out of the house between these hours. Leave the door unlocked or leave me a key. I'll be there. I'll install your shit, and then I'm out. Do not speak to the technician." And they'd say, "You're fired." I'm like, no. Here's how it went down. I quit. No. You came in here and you're fired.
You're fired. We fired you.
Fine. We relegated you. Now you're satellite technician. No.
Collect those relegation benefits.
Yeah. Relegation bennies.
Relegation assistance.
I wanted to talk about something that happened at the studio regarding some stupid ass people I know. Well, I don't know them. So I quoted, I said, "Hey, I'm going to have your video done in 12 weeks. 12 to 14 weeks it's going to take me. I got to get some special...
It's a big video. It's a big job.
Yeah, it's a big job. It's a lot of graphic design goes into it. And I said, this is custom work I'm doing here. I'm designing, custom pieces here. And they're like, hey, hold on, let me put on my worst voice. Hey, I know that you quoted the 12 to 14 weeks, but can you do it in 6? I'm like, what? Where do you think I'm getting this time? I have other customers. I have other videos to produce. I have other podcasts.
I just can't pull your video off the shelf and give it to you.
You think I just have videos on the shelf? This is a custom video, lady. Or guy.
Person.
Yeah.
It.
Did you like my voice, though?
It was brilliant.
So parts of it kind of remind me of Barney from The Simpsons. I don't know. Like, just a little bit.
Maybe.
But, of course, it sounds different to me than it does to you.
Yeah.
My friend does a great Alex Jones impression. And when he heard himself recorded, it sounds terrible. Like, it sounds like his voice. But if you heard it in person, you're like, that is fucking Alex Jones incarnate. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a sad news for Jats right now. We shall be back, though.
We're going to get relegated from YouTube to... what's another one?
I don't know. Daily Motion.
Ew, God, why would you even say those words? I was going to say Lively.
I don't even know what that is.
That's like imagine YouTube if there was like no censorship.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So if you want to see the worst stuff in the world, you go to Lively.
Lively?
Liveleak.
Oh, Liveleak.
Like,
gotcha.
Like live and then like leak. I'm not telling anyone to go there, by the way.
Do not do that.
Put on your censor glasses if you do. Because there's some bad stuff around these parts. So do you have some clever parting words? Don't get relegated.
Yeah, do your best not to get relegated. But if you do, try to make it on your terms.
Yeah, relegate on your own terms. Hey, no, I came in here and I relegated myself.
I relegate by...
Like, what does that even mean?
Look it up.
Oh, it means you were the worst team in League of Legends. It means you're the Cardinals.
I was the worst player in League of Legends. I was so bad that you relegated me out of the game. They're like, no, you can't play this anymore. You're that bad.
Yeah, you're banned from the League
of Legends.
Let's see. Do I have anything clever? Oh, hey. Yeah, here's one. If you try to swerve me off the fucking road and I pull up next to you and threaten to beat your ass, roll down your window to at least confront me first. Don't flip me off and drive off like nothing happened. You swerved into me, you punk ass bitch. And if you had stopped for a fucking second, I would have beat the shit out of you. This is just advice to anybody. This is just general advice. I'm not calling anybody in particular out.
Not at all. There's definitely not a guy out there who swerved into you and didn't, acknowledge that he did it and then act like a pussy after that. That definitely didn't happen.
What a little bitch. How do you have someone next to you double flipping you off, calling you a pussy to your face, and you just sit there and try to ignore it?
That's
as a grown-ass man.
An actual pussy.
You're big in your car, but when I say get out, let's do something.
That's not happening over there. That guy's not there. That's my imagination.
God. A vagina that can drive.
A driver vagina.
A pussy. All right, give me one more, and I'll throw it down. What would you say?
A pussy mobile.
Yeah. What an ass. Should have shot him.
Jesus.
I'm not even kidding you. I could have crashed. I don't know. Who knows? But it would be better if he was off the road, relegated to a casket of some sort. Your Nissan
Relegated to the
Xterra is
ground.
now a casket.
Relegated to 6 feet under.
Yeah. Relegated to not breathing. All right, one more. And I'm going to tell everyone about that left lane and what it's for. Can you guess?
Just for old time's sake, and
Here we go.
who knows when we're going to do it again. But don't get butt raped.
Classic Jackal fashion. It's like, oh, hey, go hang out with your Uncle Jackal. He'll give you some advice about growing up. And you're like, hey, when you go off to college, don't get relegated and don't get butt raped.
That's great life advice.
That's pretty good. To be completely
You'll
honest.
get by just fine if you have that advice.
Because without you saying that, I wouldn't even think that. I wouldn't be like, hey, I shouldn't get butt raped.
Hey, it's out there.
It's out there. So tell your friends. But maybe equally as important, if not just maybe a little less important, the left lane is strictly for passing at 95 miles an hour. Bye.
See ya.